Hey, what's up everyone, CBK here, and if you're new to my channel, I was one of the lucky few content creators that got flown out to Los Angeles to play Marvel's Spider-Man 2 early, and because I was able to get my hands on the game, I've been sharing my experience with you guys as much as I can and giving you as many details as possible. With that being said, today's video is going to go in depth with combat in Marvel's Spider-Man 2. There's a lot to unpack here, so let's swing on into it. So a lot has certainly changed and has been improved when it comes to the combat in Marvel's Spider-Man 2, but I can assure you that it definitely feels familiar at the same time. I think one of the new mechanics that fans are going to love is being able to parry attacks in this game. Parrying is pretty much a staple in modern day combat games. It's definitely a welcome addition, and it's nice to have another way to defend against enemies other than having to dodge over and over. Getting a perfect parry will stun your enemies to give you a chance to get in a few extra punches, but there will certainly be heavy attacks that you cannot parry and you're just gonna have to dodge. It's not a revolutionary or new mechanic to gaming, but it is something nice to have added into Marvel's Spider-Man 2. As far as the new kicking move where you can kick the crap out of someone against a wall, it's probably the most addicting new move you can pull off. It's pretty easy to pull off as well. You simply just need to get an enemy against some sort of wall or barrier and land a couple of consecutive hits without taking any damage. From there, it will trigger this new move, and you just gotta spam that square button to just knock the crap out of them with the kicks. It's really awesome. It's pretty easy to do, and it's one of the most addicting things that you can do in Marvel's Spider-Man 2. As soon as I did it for the first time, I tried to pull it off as often as I possibly could. It's just amazing. Next, I want to talk about one thing that I think fans are really going to enjoy, and it's called the Symbiote Surge. Listen, I believe that in order for the symbiote to work in this game, that Spider-Man needs to be ridiculously powerful and violent in this game when it comes to combat, and the Symbiote Surge does just that. You could probably compare this ability to the Rage mode in God of War, where you press L3 and R3 at the same time to go absolutely berserk on some enemies, leading to 2 or 3 hit takedowns. You have to build up this meter on the top right hand corner of your screen, but once it is built up, you can activate it and just take out a ton of enemies, which really displays the power of the symbiote Spider-Man. Another change to combat that might be a little bit of a controversial one is the removal of the gadget wheel, which is pretty much an Insomniac staple. But I totally get why they did it, and if I'm being honest with you, it definitely helps with the flow of combat. So instead of going to a gadget wheel to select your new gadget, you simply need to hold the R1 button and then press either triangle, circle, X, or square to select the desired gadget. This definitely helps out with the flow of combat, because in the first game when you went to select a gadget, time would essentially slow down to allow you to make your selection on the gadget wheel. Now there is no slowdown time, so it forces you to make a pretty quick decision, which I like because I think it makes combat a little bit more challenging. The same system goes for the symbiote abilities as well. You'll have to hit the L1 button and one of the face buttons to do a symbiote ability. Speaking of symbiote abilities, they're a freaking blast. Again, they just make you feel so powerful in this game. The symbiote abilities also feel like they refresh at a pretty good rate, so it doesn't feel like you're waiting forever to use them, but at the same time, they don't refresh so quickly that you're just a little too OP. As far as crimes go in this game, there are definitely some familiar ones that you've seen in the previous games, but then there are some crimes that have a little bit more depth, where civilians will be asking for your help and you can swing down and help them out. Also, while I was in the middle of going to a story-related mission, I saw a little crime indicator on my screen while I was swinging, but it had a little fire emblem on it, I'm pretty sure, so it looks like there could potentially be crimes or fires that you may need to go help out. So based on my limited time with the game, it does look like there will be more ways to help out in New York City. There's going to be more to do than just showing up to a spot where there's some goons and you just beat them up, which I'm certainly a big fan of. As a side note, when it comes to crimes, and it's a major talking point within the fandom, there definitely are going to be times where you show up at a crime and the other Spider-Man has made it there before you, and you can jump in and help him out. It's just such an awesome detail and feature for this game that I think people are really going to enjoy, because you don't know when that other Spider-Man is going to show up, and it's just such a nice surprise. But those are the major takeaways that I got from combat in this game. There are definitely some additional details that are a little bit smaller, and certainly things that I probably missed out on that some other content creators got to experience, but those are just the major ones that I saw in my time with the game. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up with all of my other Marvel Spider-Man 2 content, because guys, we're like less than 30 days away from this game. It's really going to get heated for Marvel Spider-Man 2. We're talking increased marketing, more content to cover on the channel, and of course, by the end of it all, I'll have my review out for the game. It's going to be a great time, so subscribe to keep up with all of that. Hit the thumbs up if you did enjoy the video, and as always, I will catch you on the next one.